Welcome back, everybody. This is the Renegade Fight. I'm here with you. I am RDJ. I am going to recap the game from last night, UNC versus Florida State. The game was played last night in Tallahassee. So we'll get right into it. From what I saw last night, yesterday's game, we were having a lot of trouble stopping the run and also stopping the pass while we were on defense. And I could see that we were missing a lot of tackles, and we wasn't playing on one accord. Seemed like we were out of sync with each other throughout the game. And we didn't look good at all on defense. And I was trying to figure out throughout the game what was going on. Seemed like sometimes throughout the season we would start out pretty good on offense or defense when we start the game, and then we will fizzle out. But from yesterday, from what I was seeing, we just wasn't in sync at all. So on defense, I was trying to figure out, what was up with us missing tackles. I know we've been not playing well, but seemed like to me we just wasn't on the same page at all. And on offense, seems like we're not getting the ball to the playmakers. Yes, I noticed a lot of that yesterday. We were throw it to the, say, Ja'Kai Douglas. He'll get a 30-yard gain. And seemed like to me we wouldn't put a package in for him again until late second quarter. And I'm trying to figure out, well, wait a minute. If it worked before with the long pass to whomever it may have been, how do you forget about the package or the packages to keep creating and you don't throw it again to them for another 10 or 15 minutes in the ball game? That makes the playmakers that you have, that makes them cold. And then not only that, it makes them not want to perform well because they're not even in the game no more, mentally and physically. So I was trying to figure that out on offense, about what was that all about. The play calling wasn't there. I mean, it hasn't been there all year, but yesterday, I've noticed it more and more that the play calling is not there. We get it to playmakers, and they'll make a play, but then if you don't get them into packages, like it's not, they're not there. So I was trying to figure that out. We're not playing consistent on offense. So I would like to see us play more consistent on offense. I know that Tua Philly carried the ball a few times, but and I know that opposing teams, they have our number, but you can switch up the play calling a little bit and get other playmakers and put in like a double package, like say you put Tua Philly and Benson on the field at the same time and create something instead of just one or the other. You could do something like that, or put Ja'Kai Douglas in the backfield with Benson or whomever. Create some packages like that instead of just sticking to your one set package. I would like to see that going forward, in practices. Practice that and see if you can implement that in the game and see if you can throw defenses off. And not only throw defenses off, it will gain more confidence in the offense to want to make more plays. So I would like to see that offense because the play calling wasn't there, and it would make the players want to trust each other on the field, and it would make the playmakers or players, whoever steps on the field, trust the coaches. So I would like to see that in the game more. So that was, you know, some little concerning moments that I saw in the game yesterday. And then not only that, the players, from what I noticed, they never quit on each other, but they never quit on each other, but they still are like, well, what do we go? Where do we go from here? What do we do next? Uh, they know the plays, they know the schemes, and they know what's going on, but it's like, because we've been in this situation for so long all season, it's like they're ready to get this season over with, and not only to get the season over with, they're just ready to just get this embarrassment over as well. Still, some players on defense, offense, whoever steps on the field, I can still see them making some plays and being into the game. They're not totally quit on the season. They still got hope, but I could see it fizzling out a little bit. That not everybody, but some things are happening to where we want to quit a little bit. Um, and they keep pushing, but it's not enough uh, for what they want to do. So I feel like the players are going to continue to push each other and get a little bit better. The development of the young guys coming along, I feel like is coming pretty good for what they have done for the year. They haven't played hardly at all, and they're just not coming in within the last week or two. Yes, practicing well, but game time situation, game time play, they're developing, I feel like, pretty good for the future. So if the coaching uh, comes to the point where they want to play the younger players, the freshmen, sophomores, along with the seniors and juniors, it'll be very, very good for the future. And I know that we're trying to build for the future now that we know that we're 1-8. So we're trying to do the best we can. And like you say, you know, it just wasn't enough. And the final score of last night's game, just in case you didn't see it or you know, didn't pay attention to it, the score was UNC 35, Florida State 11. Just backing up just a little bit, I noticed we jumped on the scoreboard early, and then we didn't recover. So that score, you know, UNC played pretty good. Mac Brown was coming in, never beating Florida State as a team, and we messed around and let him get that first win. So after the game, you know, he still praised Florida State team on not giving up, fighting. So yeah, I feel like we should be able to get better. I hope by the start of next season and going forward. Yes, it's gonna be a long road, but I tell you what, it's a road that we have to travel. Look back just a little bit, we've been beating up on the ACC a lot the last 20 years. So I guess this is our time to take our whooping. So just, you know, I still keep my head up, stay optimistic, still root for my team, and it won't be like this always. So I'll take this season as a loss. So hopefully in the future, moving forward, we'll get back on track. So just moving forward a little bit, recapping the games from yesterday that we told you to watch. We told you that we would give the scores to those games, but not the stat line. And just in case you missed it, or you were watching some other game, or may not been home at all, we have number 18 Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh came in the game at number 18 overall seed versus number 20 SMU. And that score was SMU 48 and Pittsburgh 25. I watched some of that game, most of that game. It was a good game. It was a competitive game until SMU just go ahead and put the fork in them and went on ahead and carved up that steak. So SMU came in late in the game. It was a battle all game long, and SMU just pulled away, and that's how you got that 48-25 score, because SMU was like, well, you know what? We got to hurry up and end this game. So that was a good game to watch. And the next game that was on our list was number 11 Clemson versus Louisville. That game was at Clemson Stadium, and that score was Louisville 33, Clemson 21. I watched some of that game as well, and that was a awesome football game from start to finish, up and down the field, playmakers making plays, defense playing defense. It was competitive all game long, and it was very competitive. And the way that the score is, to me, the way what I saw, it doesn't reflect on what the game was. So that was a good football game as well. And the other game that we had on slate for you was the number 3 Penn State versus number 4 Ohio State. And that score was Ohio State 20, Penn State 13. That was also another competitive game. And I watched some of that game as well. And I tell you what, Penn State, I tell you, that score don't reflect on what it looked like either. It was a whole lot closer than what the score entails. And I tell you, I had my hat on Penn State, still do. I think even though they lost, they're still one of the best teams in the Big Ten. And even though they lost, I still think that they are one of the best teams that could still make the playoff and make a run. Penn State is one of those good teams. It's just that Ohio State was just too much for them yesterday. So that game was a whole lot closer than the score indicates as well. On Tuesday will be the official playoff. The official playoff standings. The playoff standings of the 2024 season, and that is on ESPN on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Yes, I'll be watching, and hopefully I can come back on and give my top 12 before 7 o'clock on Tuesday, so that we can sit down and watch what's going on there, and hopefully by it still being early, all the games and the rankings really don't count until that final selection day. But still, it's just interesting to see who has who picked in this top 12 in their playoff bracket. Just looking forward to seeing that as well. And just some NFL games that was on today. Just wanted to know, did anyone see the Rams versus Seahawks game? Well, I sat down and I watched that game too. It was just a good football weekend. The Rams won the game 26 to 20 versus the Seahawks. That game ended in overtime, and by that game ending in overtime, that was a wonderful game. That was a 4:30 game. The Commanders versus the Giants. The Commanders 27, the Giants 22. That was a good game. I believe that was a 1 o'clock game. So that was a good game. And the Bears versus the Cardinals. Cardinals 29, Bears 9. And our next game was the Broncos versus the Ravens. Ravens 41, Broncos 10. So those were games of the NFL that I had slated down that I was going to sit down and watch. And those are games that stuck out to me on what was going on with that. So I give you the scores of those games just in case you want to go back and watch highlights of what was going on. Maybe you have some fantasy players that played in those games and you want to see what your fantasy players did on today. And just to implement something else in our broadcast, we're going to do this periodically. I don't know how often I'll be able to do it, but when I do it, it'll be something exciting to hear and watch. Our shout out team of the week. The shout out team of the week. It will go this week to the Washington Commanders. They won the game today, as we said earlier. They are now 7-2. They're on a 3-game win streak. If you know anything about the Commanders, last week they won on a last-second Hail Mary play. And they won again against one of their division rivals, the Giants. They've been playing wonderful football all season long. They're starting a rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels, and it looks like to me that they are on the right road to continue winning and continue to play well as a team. That is my shout-out team of the week. And congratulations to the Washington Commanders for a wonderful win today. And not only a wonderful win today, so far a wonderful season. So I just encourage everyone, like, share, subscribe. I'm RDJ, and this is the Renegade Fight. Go Noles.